tuned for Paratalk Radio with Ted Wolf and Psychic Cindy, right here on Blog Talk Radio.
In a small hollow in North Carolina, there have been several Bigfoot sightings skirting fields and meadows and even attacking chickens at a local watering hole.
Hunters may need to be on the lookout for something other than deer when they hit the woods this week.
Up until Sunday night, he hadn't been spotted recently, but according to these pictures, the legendary Mothman is back.
The number of UFO sightings is soaring tenfold over the past 25 years.
Now, she's not talking about people. She is talking about ghosts hanging around what some say is a real-life haunted house.
You're listening to Paratalk Radio with Ted Wolf and Psychic Cindy on Paratalkradio.com. Paratalk Radio is your one-stop for all things paranormal, the unknown, and the supernatural. We cover topics such as ghosts, hauntings, Bigfoot, UFOs, and more.
Paratalk Radio is a product of the Genesee Valley Paranormal Investigators. You can join us every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time and 7 p.m. Central. You can find us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, iTunes, TuneIn, and Google Play. We are a part of AHAM Radio Network and blogtalkradio.com. Live video streaming can be seen on Facebook at facebook.com/paratalkradio and periscope.tv.
To contact us, email paratalkradiohost@gmail.com or search on the web for Paratalk Radio. Paratalk Radio is recorded live at J. Wolf Productions in Ontario, New York. Engineered by John Winter. We are Rochester, New York's only paranormal talk radio show.
The topics, views, and opinions expressed on our show may not necessarily reflect the views and opinions of Paratalk Radio, our hosts, or our sponsors. Some of the language on our show may not be suitable for listeners under 16. And now, here are your hosts, Ted and Cindy.
Hi, everybody!
You guys are weird.
We do it.
We did, hey, you
we
know what?
did not. You guys saw when I walked in, I swear.
Yeah,
we didn't rehearse that at all.
No, we are
we
weird.
Just do it like that.
That's right.
Okay, I want to say hi to a few people before we start.
Okay, wait, just one second before you do that. Hold on, before you do that. Everybody that's listening, that's on hold on the phone, just hang tight. We will get to you in a second.
We'll be right with you.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Go ahead.
Hi, Kristen. Hi, Robert. Hey, David. Siler. He says, Ted, Cindy. Hi, Eric. Hey, Cindy, Ted, and Invisible John. Robert, she touched the mic a few times. Are you talking about when I touched it accidentally with my breastises?
Breastises?
Anyway, David Siler says, hiya, John. Hey, Tyler. Hey, Jacob. Kristen says, hi, Ted, Cindy, and John. Hey, James and Nina.
We need music for this, like behind when she's doing this
Steve.
or something, like Price is Right or something.
I don't have it, but I'll get it.
Dr. Nick. Oh, it's Blonde Talk Radio. That's right, Kristen.
Not tonight, baby.
Sup, Dave?
Well, you're getting them all in there tonight, aren't you?
Eric. Wait. Is it? Oh, yeah. Okay.
You
just
put
Eric.
James is in there. That's amazing.
I know. Hey, Cal. Kelly's watching, too. She said, good evening.
Yes.
Good
James
evening,
Anito.
sus.
James Anito. That's awesome.
I know.
Thank you.
James.
Awesome.
Our priest, pastor. I was like, should he be?
Yeah, whatever. Leave the poor boy alone.
I'm just kidding. I'm teasing him.
See, when you're Irish, like me, everybody drinks. They don't give a shit whether you got a collar on or not.
Kiss me, I'm Irish.
So am me. So am I. So am me. What kind of language is
so
that?
am me.
So am me. That's a new language. That's a
me,
Paratalk Radio language.
So me.
So I want to kind of inform everybody real quick. What we're doing is we have callers from world's largest ghost hunt. We have teams calling us.
Because we didn't get them on Saturday.
Yeah, so we have them all calling in right now. So we are going to go to the phone.
That's cute.
We're going to the phone right now.
Jacob says, let's get our ghoul on. Okay, so listen, it is October. I am wearing my Halloween gear.
Yeah.
For October.
All right, let's concentrate here.
I am.
Focus. Hocus pocus focus. Ha. Anyways, so let's get to our first caller. I can't even talk today. So all you got to do is tell us your name, what team you are responding from, and your location that you are at, please. Go ahead.
He's like, F this somehow.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Sean and Shannon from Hamilton Paranormal.
Hi, how are you?
Butler County Historical Society.
Where were you? Where were you?
Good. How are you?
Good. What location were you?
We're at the Butler County Historical Society in Hamilton, Ohio.
Hamilton, Ohio. That's awesome. That is awesome. So how did it go?
It went really well. We had a lot of activity there. We got a lot of great evidence. We're still trying to go through it, but overall, we had a great time.
Great,
Yes,
great.
we even discovered a picture today
all the way up.
With the orb.
Okay, so you had a few things.
Bit of piece of evidence that we found so far.
Awesome. So you had some really cool stuff happening then.
Oh yeah.
We did.
We had some
Fantastic.
stuff affect me and Shannon with an entity there we dealt with before on investigations, and he was drawing our energy big time,
Oh, jeez.
and it affected us both.
That's just amazing.
We the entity was, you would walk into the bathroom where he was, and you'd feel immediately anxious and headaches, and it was just really powerful and quick.
Wow.
Did you guys get any responses to the questions they had asked
Yeah, I've got
from the
those here.
command center?
We did. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
I'm sorry. Yeah, we actually did. We went through a medium who was incredible, Kimberly Thomas, and one of the questions I believe was how do we achieve peace?
Correct.
Right. Yep.
And it responded with peace will be achieved, but not in our lifetime, but with treaties and agreements.
Wow.
That's amazing. I just got goosebumps when you said that, which means the truth has been spoken.
That's cool. Well, you guys.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just standing next to her gave us goosebumps. And one thing that she did, I had my cousin came to the investigation that night, and she didn't know her at all. And she described her guardian, which I knew exactly who she described, which was Grandpa. And she just described him to a perfect T, and she started tearing up. It was an amazing moment.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really cool. Ohio has a lot of history, so I'm glad that you guys were able to call in because we were curious about the different states, and that's why we threw this extra half hour to do this stuff tonight. We figured, I was talking to Maria, who put this on, and we had decided that even for like next year, we would do the day after the event or Monday to talk to all the teams because they're so hyped up and into the investigation that they don't have time to go, to really just cut to go to a radio show. You guys, we thank you so much for joining us. That's amazing stuff. Keep up the great work. We support you and every other team that's out there. But unfortunately, we got more teams calling, so we can only, dedicate a few minutes to you. But thank you again for joining us and kind of sharing what you've got.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, anytime. Thank you, and we'll see you next year.
Much.
We'll see you next year, right?
Perfect.
Bye-bye.
Absolutely.
Right.
Perfect.
Okay, you guys. Thank you.
Take care.
Thanks.
James Anito said White Hill was good, but it's bedtime now, so he has to go.
Okay. So you're on the air now with Paratalk Radio. Please tell us your names, what team, and what state you're calling from.
Hi, it's Bill Reap.
Hey, Bill.
How are you? We were in Baltimore, Maryland.
Nice.
At the Lord Baltimore Hotel.
Oh, wow.
And
Fantastic.
James Anito, it's too damn early to go to bed.
I know, 8 o'clock. I was like, wow, it's bedtime.
Uh-huh.
He's getting old.
Hey, Sherry.
So tell us, how did it go?
Yes.
I'll tell you what. It was an amazing location. They've never opened it up to an investigation on that scale.
Mm-hmm.
So that was really cool that the hotel actually was interested in opening up this glorious hotel, which was built in 1928. It opened December 30th, 1928. It was one of the tallest buildings in Baltimore at the time. The Depression hit, and they had it being the tallest building. Need I say more?
Wow.
People were jumping from the roof there.
Wow.
And a lot of history, a lot of activity, some crazy stuff. We went in early. We were there on Friday, did a preliminary walkthrough of, layout of how we were going to move all the people, because we had over 80 people on the investigation.
Holy cats.
Cow.
That's amazing. Did you do any kind of fundraiser or anything like that?
Yeah, actually we did. All the money raised, even though that the Lord Baltimore is a historic location, they decided that since they're a profit industry, they don't need money to restore the building. So all the money went to the homeless charity Back on Your Feet.
Oh my goodness.
I just got
which is a Baltimore homeless charity.
Fantastic.
That's great. That is awesome.
Yes. So that was, when they told us that's what the money was going to go to, we were like, yeah, this is awesome. We can't wait to get here and work with these people.
Oh, that's fantastic.
But we did a walkthrough on Friday,
and
we went up to the penthouse, and beautiful. Okay, you're up in the tower in this building, and overlooking the city, beautiful view. And we've all stayed in hotels from one time or another.
Right.
The little flip loop security latches.
Yep. Yeah.
On the doors. Okay. So we left there, went on to the next location that we were going to, be touring. We started at the top, worked our way down.
Mm-hmm.
Now on Saturday, we wanted to go and open everything up. The hotel goes to open everything up, and she comes down and she goes, we got a problem. We can't get into the penthouse.
What?
I'm like, what do you mean you can't get into the penthouse? Now there's 2 entrances to the penthouse apartments, into the rooms. There's 4 penthouses. Both security latches on both doors were placed.
Wow.
What?
On the door.
Crazy.
So it was done from the inside.
Only way to put them on is on the inside. So yeah, it was great.
Wow. Wow.
It was and the big thing was is out of the, over 80 some people, I got to get the number, I think it was close to 87 total that were there. Only 7 people had investigated before.
Wow.
No kidding.
So kudos. It was all about what World Ghost Hunting Day is about, to get people interested in the paranormal and what we do in our, our crazy daily lives.
That is fantastic.
Absolutely.
Wow. Now, the questions that were asked, did you get any responses?
We did get responses. The question, will we see peace?
Yes.
I believe Tina Marie, who's our medium, is still calculating everything. We had tons of EVPs and responses on that. She's trying to clear them up, but we did get a no. So I don't know if it was referring to the world, or if it was referring to this crazy paranormal genre we're in, but it said no.
Wow.
But we're still going over data. We have 12 recorders we have to go over, and
now did you guys set up did you set up a DVR with cameras and the whole getup, or?
We did. The hotel wouldn't let us do a DVR. We did walk through with cameras, so we had handheld cameras going through the whole building.
Okay.
So why wouldn't they let?
We set up some static cameras in some locations, so we're still going over footage from that.
Awesome.
But they wouldn't allow us to run any cables, and I'm not a big believer in wireless DVR systems.
Yeah, I'm not either.
No.
You take chances of things just
Bloop.
Yeah, exactly. Everything interferes. Everything interferes.
Too much RF, and what was really interesting with the location is it wasn't. They're not closed. They're an open, working 440 room hotel.
Right.
So
that's
increased the energy tremendously.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And we had an absolute ball. Our friends from Charm City Ghost Ghostbusters came out, they brought Ecto-1 over. I got to drive Ecto-1.
I saw that. I saw that.
That's crazy. Come on now.
Yeah, that's amazing. Now, we're going to see you, Bill, actually at the Winter Parafest.
I can't wait.
That is going to be amazing. That is going to be amazing. Can't wait to see you. All right. Well, we got another caller, Bill, and so we got to move along.
Well, thank
here.
you. Have a great night. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for calling in. Thank you.
All right.
All right. So please tell us your name and what location and the team you were participating with, please.
Hi, this is Dave Seiler, Paranormal Inc.
Jesus, Dave!
We were up at the Dave Stewart Farm. How y'all doing?
Dave, you just scared the out of me. And Ted, if you go back and watch this, you will see us jump a freaking mile.
We all jumped.
That was hysterical. Dave, I missed you so much.
Oh, my goodness. That's funny.
I missed you so much.
All right, so Dave.
I missed you. I wish you could have made it with us, but oh my God, you missed a lot of fun, Cindy. So
why don't you rub it in, Dave? Why don't you rub it in?
Say again?
Why don't you rub it in?
Okay, I'll rub a little salt on that wound. Love it, love it, love it. All right.
So fill us in.
The first hour, I walk out into the middle of this huge field, massive field, and I have a small group with me. We throw a couple K2s down, we throw a REM pod down, and a millimeter down.
Okay.
And the K2s are going off literally in synchronization. They're just pegging and then stopping, pegging and stopping.
What?
So I said, "Are you Union?" And we got a mumbled response. And then I went, "Are you Confederate?" And I heard, "Asshole." All of us heard it. I was like, "Oh, wow."
Okay, all right.
Then we get a voice that said, I say, "What's your name?" And he says, "Chris." And I said, "What did you do in the war?" And he goes, "Minuteman."
Oh, that's
so
cool.
You think Gettysburg, you think Civil War, not revolutionary. So I was like, wow, okay. I said, "What happened to you?" And then you hear, "Bullet in the head."
Oh, no.
I was like, wow. Then so the next question was,
Hi, Anita.
"Do you have a family?" And you hear all the equipment literally went off at the same time, and you hear from the spirit box, "Yes." I said, "What happened to them?" "They're dead too." I'm like, wow. So then it kicks into this young lady that sounds like a child named Anna. All right, so and she keeps saying, "I'm in pain, I'm hurt, help me." This blood curdling scream. All right, so the first hour is up. I go back, and now it's my turn to sit the monitors. Ernie goes out into the field, and he picks up literally the same thing. "Anna, I'm hurt, help me," and a blood curdling scream.
What? I have goosebumps right now. That's crazy.
It was just off the chain. Now I got to give props first of all to Maria from the World's Largest Ghost Hunt. She did a phenomenal job.
Yes.
Yes.
I was the IT director for the entire World's Largest Ghost Hunt. So the Shindig program works great, and we got to give props to the Dave Stewart Farm, the owner Christina. We had so many people there, we ran out of parking.
Wow.
And we raised $1,350 for a young man with a brain cancer who's literally on his last legs, and they're trying an experimental medication to save his life. His name's Connor.
Wow.
So it was not only just touching to that individual site for everybody, it was across the globe, 154 teams across 18 countries. It was literally a giant hand-holding around the world. It was awesome.
That's just amazing.
So, yeah, it was just incredible. So, but you got to come out to the Dave Stewart Farm. It's just, it's mind-blowing active. And it's not the barn that's the active part. It's the field.
Right.
Wow.
That's crazy.
I wanted to go so bad.
Yeah,
I know. I heard you got tied up and we missed you.
Yeah.
Well, she wasn't literally tied up.
I mean, I'm sure there's some people that would like to see that.
Yep.
Definitely a different show. Invisible John, be quiet. Nothing from the peanut gallery.
Oh Lord, you know it starts. He steps up on that box and we all just kind of jump up there with him.
That's right. That's right.
Well, if
okay with
Maria's listening, I'd love for her to call in, but I don't know if she's listening.
I don't know either.
But I'd love for her to call in.
I'm surprised she's even alive right now because of everything she had to go through. Talk about paranormal hangover. Jeez.
Robert said that I would have probably frozen out there, and I'm thinking that he's right. Pam said that
the blood-curdling scream just ran right through you. I mean, when you hear spirit boxes say things all the time, like leave, be gone, stuff like that. When you hear this blood-curdling scream come through it, even I, as a seasoned paranormal investigator, was about to pick my stuff up and run like hell.
All right, Dave. Well, we can't keep you because we got another caller. So thank you so much for calling in and sharing with us.
Love
We
you
appreciate it.
yes, we love you guys too.
We will see you at the Paracon.
Yes, we will see you at the Parafest. Thank you,
Yes,
Dave.
indeed.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Love
Bye,
you too.
sweetie.
Okay, so next caller, can you tell us your name, what team you were with, and the location, please?
Terry Thomas from the Haunted Trails of Gettysburg with Keystone
Terry.
State Paranormal.
Hey,
Hey,
Terry. How
Terry.
are you?
You're back, Terry.
So we are going through evidence, and
good.
tonight we have just found a full apparition down in the cellar. And Ted, I am sending you the photo so you can take a look yourself.
Awesome.
I would like to see it too, so
Well,
you better
I'll
share it.
We'll share it. I'll share it. That's awesome.
Yes, for sure.
So did you get answers to the
Yep,
questions?
We have not checked yet on that part.
Okay.
It has been, there's so much evidence to go through that it's just been 2 days of major paranormal hangover right now.
Listen, I have the hangover, and I wasn't even there with you guys.
It is terrible. And I mean,
gosh, yes.
being the owner of the house and property, I am so drained. All I want to do is sleep.
Yeah, me too. That's exactly how I've been. So I didn't need to be there with you guys. I literally energetically
But you were here.
was.
You're always here with us.
Yes, I really feel like I was there with you guys. Literally, I feel like I was in Gettysburg with you guys.
But it was an amazing night. So I mean,
Well,
everybody.
we had activity here. At the site,
I was
or
telling
something weird anyway.
Yeah,
I'm
I was
not
telling
gonna say it
John
was
that
paranormal.
earlier, and
Yeah.
he told me that even the Wi-Fi thing upstairs fell off, but he says he's got an explanation. He said the wires forced it off, and
But we didn't touch anything, so
Yeah,
that's
that was weird.
because we did hear something up there.
yeah, it happened
'cause-
last night or something.
Oh, but Ted's like, "Did you hear that up there?" And I'm like, "Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
because I
weird."
kept hearing noises too, so I don't
Yeah,
know.
we did. It was weird.
So we're gonna have to do a live
Ted, I just
investigation.
sent
here.
it to the world. I just sent it to your Facebook, so it should pop up as captured at the Haunted Trails.
Awesome,
So it should be
beautiful.
on your Facebook right now, underneath where you put teens can call in right now.
Actually,
Awesome.
I just received it. Let me take a look here quick.
Bum, bum, bum. Please share the
Yep, no
feed,
problem.
my friends. Please share us. Pass us
Is
around.
it the
We
picture?
like
Is it the person behind?
That is behind Christina, and that is my back, so it is standing behind me and Christina. And if you go on the Haunted Trails of Gettysburg Facebook page, there's 5 different pictures, the original and 4 different ones of altered pictures, filtered pictures. We tried to
Right.
filter everything out to debunk it, and we could not debunk it.
Wow, amazing.
Robert said, "Yeah, John, I was seeing stuff behind Ted and Cindy, so I can vouch they didn't touch anything."
Nice picture. Make sure you
Yeah.
share that with Maria and stuff. I mean,
Absolutely.
they would love
I
to see
have
that
already sent it. Yep, I sent it to her wall. Is where I sent it.
stuff. Nice. That's
Oh,
fantastic.
David said, "Send to me, Ted."
No, David, no, you don't get it.
Oh, well, I'll get it for you.
Well, that's
Yes, you will,
fantastic.
Cindy. Because as soon as I get back from picking up my daughter, I will send it to you also.
Yay!
Oh, I can share it. It's not a problem.
Ted's a
Okay.
sharer.
Some things.
And let me tell you, when I received the photo and saw the photo, it was more emotionally draining for me.
Right.
I don't know if it's being a vet or what it was, but in all the years that I've been doing this, I have not seen a photo like that of a full apparition. You can see his face. You can see his expression on his face.
Hey, Jeff.
Yeah, it's nice. It's a beautiful photo. I'm happy that you guys got something.
Very much.
I am happy for you guys as well. Yes. Very, very good.
Thank you.
Cool.
Thank you. The haunted trails that night it really stepped up.
Yeah, and
fantastic.
and you guys had quite a few people there as well. And Dave was saying that he had a lot, and then the other two that they had over 80 people at the one location, which is amazing.
The hotel in Maryland.
Yeah.
Baltimore Hotel.
Yeah, it was. I'm trying to remember the name of it now, but yeah,
Baltimore Hotel, wasn't it?
Something like
that.
But yeah,
Sorry,
yeah,
Bill.
Baltimore Hotel.
Yeah, so
Sorry,
it's amazing.
Yes.
You know, it's truly amazing.
It really is.
It is. It really is.
Yeah.
And we had so many teams that had called in on Saturday when we were doing our show live.
We had a handful that had.
We had that they were having experience as well.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. I'm glad we all were having experiences.
Yeah, well, Maria kind of explained to me the next day that they did at the command center. They actually did a lot of
I just got goosebumps when you were
prayers and protection at the location because the year before they didn't, and they ended up with a whole bunch of stuff happening in the location at the command center.
It does not. I have goosebumps all over my body, which means the truth has been spoken.
So, and she goes, "Oh my God, you guys took it all. You guys took all the stuff." And I'm like, "Oh, great."
Oh, thanks so much. Yes.
Just what you needed, Ted, with your little buddy.
Yeah,
exactly. Gosh, right. Well, how about me just naturally doing it? Thanks.
That is very true, Cindy. That is very true, Cindy.
Ted has an outside thing. Me, it's all here. Because Charlie goes and then you don't have to feel it anymore, right?
I don't. Charlie he pops in and I just ignore him or I shut him off. That's what I do. So
not all the time.
No, not all the time, but I don't really react to him most times. All right, Terry, thank you so much for calling in, buddy. Wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll see you soon.
Yes.
It's now 8:30.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for calling
in. Buddy. Send our love.
Thank you. Oh, same here. We send it all to you too.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So that was fantastic.
I'm getting energized.
Yeah, to hear at least four from four teams. That was fantastic. I didn't know how many we were going to get in, and it just so happens it kind of fell
perfect
the way it fell.
It really did. It was fantastic. So
Andrea Perron is calling in,
right?
And we're going to be speaking with her. So you guys don't want to go anywhere.
Let me say this really quick.
Okay, go ahead.
Jacob says there's an urban legend that when you're a kid, if you scream "Mom" 3 times in the middle of the night, a kind lady will appear with a glass of water. That's so cute. Bye, Dave.
Bye, Dave. We love you, Dave.
His phone's about to die.
Plug it in. Plug it in.
So Heidi said she loves that. Yes. So I firmly believe that when you get chills or the goosebumps, the truth has been spoken.
There you go.
Yep.
So Andrea will be calling in here shortly. We'll be talking with her. So you guys are going to want to stick around. Don't go anywhere.
Absolutely.
She is going to talk about a passion that she has.
Oh, really?
And I kind of put a little teaser out there today that if you watch the Conjuring movie, Andrea is one of the survivors from the actual event that the Conjuring was based upon. So
yes, I remember. Geez, this was crazy.
It was crazy, but Andrea's back with us, and we're going to talk about some of her passion, like I said, which is going to be a great thing to chat about.
Yes.
I also want to thank everybody for the prayers and stuff for my mom. I went and visited her today. Good. And she's in better spirits today. She was up and walking. They said that her kidneys were failing they were at 50%, and they are now better. They are getting better.
Yay!
So she is on the mend.
Perfect. That's what I want to hear.
I did say to her though, she looked like Elvira.
Oh, I love Elvira.
Her hair, she's dark haired, right?
Yes,
and like right down the middle, it's like gray.
That's awesome. Your mama's going to kill you.
Nah. But it was amazing. So it was nice to see Mom. I haven't seen her in a day or two, and it was great to see her. And then, of course, I went home and washed dishes, cleaned up for Dad. So when he got home, things were good. So
Good.
Amazing. More information about the Winter Parafest, Rochester's Winter Parafest for everybody.
Really?
We just picked up a great sponsor for the event.
Oh, yeah?
It is called Quickly's. They have several locations around the area down there.
I was going to say.
Gas stations, convenience stores.
Yep.
They donated $200 toward the event center for the fee.
Awesome.
So that's awesome.
Yay, Quickly's.
Yes, thank you so much. We do appreciate that.
Isn't there Quickly's in Brockport?
I think so. They're all over.
Yeah,
They're all
because
over.
I think I remember Quickly's when I was going to school there.
Yep, they're all over. So let's take this phone call.
Okay.
So who do we have on the phone with us right now?
Andrea.
Hi, Andrea.
I knew it too. I was just like, okay. I was trying to be sexy and it didn't work.
It's gross. Don't be sexy. Oh, look at you.
Yeah, no, Ted, do not be sexy. Don't even go there. Not with me. I'm an old lady. I'm way too tired for that shit.
Oh my God, I love you so much, Andrea. So funny.
Did you?
How are you guys doing? I'm sorry I swore on your air. I wasn't on your air 30 seconds and something flew out of my mouth.
Listen,
I'm so sorry.
Sometimes it happens.
Don't apologize because we are a rated R show.
We are rated R.
Oh, okay.
So you are good to go.
Okay, well,
expletives are covered.
And it's good to know.
Yeah, we don't bleep anything.
I'm so hungry.
Yeah, we don't bleep anything. So I kind of put the tag out, and I saw that you shared it, and it was very cool. She put, "Yeah, I'm going to be on Paratalk with my buddy Ted," and I'm like, "Aww." Made me feel all warm and fuzzy inside.
Well, you are. You're such a good guy. You're one of the good guys, you know?
Thank you.
Well, both of you are fabulous, and I love doing your show. It's always a good time. Not only is it festive, it's informative. You ask fabulous questions. The interaction is excellent.
Wow.
Oh, believe me, this is a pleasure for me. This isn't a chore.
Aw, good.
We are fabulous.
Perfect. Oh, we got fabulous in spades.
All right.
Or
this
diamonds.
is perfect. Or diamonds.
Or hearts.
You know.
Diamonds and hearts are better.
Yeah, I guess. Okay, so, did you happen to catch the first half hour, Andrea, by any chance?
I didn't. I'm with my friend Cass up in Ann Arbor, Michigan, and getting ready and packed to fly out tomorrow morning to return to Orlando. And in 2 days, I'm flying into Utah to be with Chip Coffey and Greg Larson and fabulous people out in I've never been to Salt Lake City, Utah.
Wow.
So this is going to be exciting. This is great. I'm looking forward to it.
You'll have to
and
make
then
sure
the following week, I'll be in 4 different states over the course of like 10 days.
Wow.
And,
just think about all the...
Like I said, I'm getting a little old for this. But, no, here's the great stuff. This is the good stuff. On October 10th, I will be lecturing on the top of a mountain in Vail, Colorado.
That's amazing.
To ring in my 60th birthday.
Yay!
And I think that's a great way to ring in 60.
That is awesome.
So
Rocky Mountain High. Yep.
Yes.
You must have a lot of those, what do they call those things when you go and travel on the airfare a lot? You get those what do they call the points or whatever?
Yes.
Frequent flyer miles.
Frequent flyer miles.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't. I don't even have a frequent flyer airline card or anything like that because
we gotta get you one.
I rarely make the arrangements. Somebody makes the arrangements for me. And so they use their frequent flyer miles because, these big, the promoters on these big events, they've got all, you do your own thing out there. It's, if you're flying people in chances are you've got to deal with somebody and you're working with an agent. And, you know, like, for instance, they only use Delta to fly us into Michigan for the Upper Peninsula Michigan Paracon. And that's because they've racked up so many frequent flyer miles on their account from all the people they fly in from all over the country to this event that ultimately in the long run it saves them a lot of money. They can bring more people in because they can afford to. So, you know, I'm happy to give that up. I have to keep up with enough facts and figures. I have to keep up with enough of life and numbers. And I don't, you know, it's not that I don't like numbers. Numbers don't really like me. I hate, you know, dealing with, you know, oh God. I mean, I can do addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division pretty well. But I think mathematically I was dropped on my head after about the 4th or 5th grade. But I still remember my times tables because Mrs. Dacey wasn't going to let us go from the 4th into the 5th grade unless we had our times tables memorized. And the testing for that was some of the most stressful moments of my entire life. And that was years before we moved to the farm and moved in with a pile of ghosts.
You know what I do?
Childhood trauma, having to remember those things.
She has ghost PTSD.
Right. Well, for God's sake.
I know.
I would too.
After you survive Mrs. Dacey's 4th grade class, and you can get through that. And thankfully, I was her pet, so it was good. She cut me some slack on the 12 times table.
Oh yeah, that's the one I always had trouble with
honest
too.
to God, I remember it like it was yesterday, standing beside her at her desk at the front of the classroom, and how the light was in the room and everything.
That's amazing.
Childhood trauma. I'm telling you. I did not know my 12 times table, and she helped me cheat to get through the test she was giving me because I was her pet. And therein lies my sense of personal entitlement.
Oh, my God.
Oh, God.
Oh, you're killing me.
That was beautifully said.
That was beautifully said.
Definitely beautifully said. John Anderson says, do Common Core. Good luck.
I am not a math person at all. I am. You know what I do is I carry around a calculator.
It's on my phone.
Exactly. It's on my phone.
I can do mine.
If I need to do it, I can do it on my phone.
Robert, 12, 24,
No, but I do
36,
have numbers that follow me. I was born on 10/10 at 10:10 a.m.
What?
So needless to say, the number 10 factors very heavily in my life. And whenever it shows up, I know to pay attention to what's going on in, you know, my synchronistic immediate environment. You know, in that moment, just watch and look and sense what's happening. And the number 13 is a very, very lucky number for me. If the number 13 shows up around something, I know it's a good thing and it's a go.
Nice.
And the number 24 is the number that shows up most prominently in my life. And whenever 10 and 24 show up together, it's very significant.
Wow.
So those are my numbers. Those are my 3 numbers, 10, 13, and 24. And it's not that I play them on the lottery or, you know, anything like that. I don't. No. Because I just don't throw my money away like that.
Me neither.
I mean, you know, aside from, you know, you can't win if you don't play and all yada yada, but but still, I know there's some cosmic significance to it. Is all I'm saying. I just don't know what it is. Right. And if I ever figure it out, I'll be sure to tell you, Crazy Kid.
Perfect. Well, I have 2 of those numbers. Mine, when I see 1013, it's definitely my grandmother coming through to give me a message. That's how she let me know after she passed. She let me know that she was okay.
Well, I'm going to play on the opposite side of this. Number 14.
Oh, okay.
That is the worst number for me.
Really?
14. Like everybody says, oh, like Friday the 13th. That is a great day for me.
Great. It's always so much fun.
Saturday the 14th. Forget it. I stay in bed. It kills me. I can't do anything.
Do you remember the movie Saturday the 14th?
No, actually, I don't.
What?
And the other number is 222.
222.
That number, every time I'd wake up like in the middle of the night, I'd look over at the clock, it said 222. I'd look at the clock on the truck while I was doing something, 222. I'm like, what the hell is the significance of 222?
I used
Well, if
to
you
love
look it up,
222s.
But if you look it up on Google, it tells you.
What does that mean? What does I guess I don't get it. What does 222s mean?
222s is a Canadian.
What was that growling noise in the background? Did you hear that?
You mean John, Invisible John?
Did you do that?
Was it me? I don't know. I didn't growl, did I?
Yes, it was you. Don't. Oh, man. You came through like something creepy. You can't talk.
222s? You don't know what 222s are?
Like feet?
Yeah, 222.
No, I mean, I'm glad to know it was a human being, okay? Let me just say that.
Yeah, it was. Look, I'm sorry I'm hungry, you guys.
Well, okay.
No,
because here's what's weird.
Yeah.
It kind of freaked me out a little bit because here's what's weird. Right next to us at the event this weekend that I did, the Mid-Michigan Paracon, was the 222 radio network. That does, they have their, no kidding. I mean, they were right next to us, and I know these people are fabulous. They're
That's
just
awesome.
great.
Sure, and I had to mention 222.
It's just weird that, you know what I mean? It's just weird that you could have said that was a hinky number for you.
Yeah, thanks. That's amazing. Yeah. Yeah, freaky deaky. I was going to say something else is like when you were talking about 1010, in numerology, it's actually 1 and 1, which is actually 2. So if I can't remember everything in my head of what the 2 actually stands for, but I was thinking about what my mom would have done at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would she have done?
She would have thrown salt over her shoulder and stomped on the ground and said, "Bewitched, get away." My mom's very superstitious. Oh, yeah.
I love it. Your mom is so cute.
Thank you.
She is.
So, and, Mom being in the hospital, I didn't know if you heard, Andrea, Mom's been in the hospital for a while now. She, the first time her heart stopped, second time now she ended up with her kidneys failing, and right now she is finally on the mend. Finally.
I'm so happy about that.
Yeah, so am I. It's great.
Oh, God bless her. I'll keep her in my prayers, sweetheart.
Thank you. She just turned
I surely will.
75 in September.
Oh, bless her, sweetheart.
Yeah, she outlived her mother. Her mother died at 54.
Holy shit balls.
Yeah, so Mom's actually outlived her
Oh,
mother.
that's too young.
Almost the same age, right?
I'm 52.
Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
so I got 2 more years to beat my grandmother, and then I can die and say, "Hey, Grandma, here I come. I beat you, though."
No, you can't. You're going to outlive your mom.
Probably, I don't know. So let's talk about Miss Andrea Perron's passion. That's what I want to talk about. Now, I watched one of your videos where you were up on stage and you were talking with a group of people. I think it was a UFO conference, which was amazing. You have such a knack for public speaking. I have to tell you that I love to speak, public speak. But you have such a, I don't know what I want to call it.
Zest.
She's amazing. I mean, the comedy that she throws in, the way she carries herself when she's giving the lecture, it's just, I could have watched her for hours. She was just very, very good with what she was doing. She was awesome.
That's awesome.
Oh, thank you.
You are welcome.
Jeez, I really appreciate that. I love what I do, and I love the people that I do it with. I have a charmed life since I came out to the world as whatever, I don't know what to label me. I'm an anomaly. I don't know what to tell you. I know what I know. I've had questions answered to myself. I'm not afraid to speak my truth. I work diligently never to offend anyone, but I don't hold back from sharing what I've experienced, what I know, what I believe, based on what I've seen, what my belief system is based on what I've seen.
I commend you for that.
I know I'm a weirdo.
Yeah.
I know. I talk about how God is.
Welcome to the Weirdo
it's
Society.
The infinite intelligence in the universe. I don't give
She's
it a
our
beard
president.
and a scepter and a throne. I don't. It's I have my own different visualizations of what existence is, and yet I'm the first one to tell you I know nothing. We know nothing compared with what there is to know.
Well,
we don't. We are like little people running around in the dark, running around and bouncing off each other and completely lost, and we don't really have any idea. But it's the mysteries of life that keep us so curious and keep us intellectually bound to this process unfolding. And we're in a period of rapid evolution, spiritual evolution, change, for lack of a better word, that's very multifaceted, that's societal, that's spiritual, that's, intellectually grounded, that's national and international. I mean, we're going through a tumultuous, tempestuous period.
Yes, those are great
This
words.
is the awakening. This is the great awakening. This is it.
Is.
This is the paradigm shift that I have been talking about for a decade, telling people, get ready, here it comes, get ready, here it comes. And now I don't say that anymore. I say, buckle up, buttercup, here it is.
Could you imagine a conference with her and Chip Coffey? I mean, that would be amazing, first off.
I just saw Chip. What is it?
Two weeks ago.
Saturday,
2 weeks
but
ago. Right.
2 Saturdays ago.
Right.
He was sicker than a dog.
Well, if you hang out with him too much, you're going to get a reputation. He's.
Well, I like that.
I probably do. I would venture to guess I do about 5 or 6 shows a year with him. Paracons, different events that we do together.
Yeah.
I adore that man.
He is so
so
sweet.
pure of heart.
Yep.
He is so sweet. He was sicker than a
is.
dog. I gave him some cough drops, some lozenges, because the poor thing was so sick.
Right. He's an amazing guy too. But I love Andrea. We've had her on the show 3 times now, and she's welcome back anytime. I mean, she knows that I adore
Andrea
her.
makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah, and she is a good additive. But I wanted to come back on something. We have figured out what you are. You are the president of the Weirdo Society, because we need a leader. So you are our president.
How's that? Are you okay with that?
Oh, well, thank you. Well, I'll just have to add that to my list of titles.
Perfect.
There you go.
I would say about 5 years ago, I had a couple of my readers dub me Queen of the Alternate Universe, and it stuck.
I love it.
I mean, everybody started using it. And then John Tenney, who is the king of the realm of the weird, he is the king. There's no disputing it. No one does.
I need to meet this man.
You're
but
going to.
He calls me the Queen of High Strangeness. So this new title, I don't know if it comes with jewels or a scepter or, a crown or, something. I have a crown. Yes. I have a gold crown. It's way, way, way in the back of my mouth. And you can't see it, but it's there for evening wear. Because I had an issue back there. I did. It was years and years ago. It's fine. It's all good. But it's beautiful. It's beautiful.
She's killing me.
But nobody ever gets to see it. Okay, I digress. I don't even know why I went there. I don't. But anyway, so that'll have to be my third title, and you can tell how very seriously I take myself.
We love you here. We really do.
Indeed.
The thing is, we're all here for the blink of an eye.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're all here for the blink of an eye.
Yes.
And we better enjoy as many moments of it as we can, because it's never going to happen again. Each and every singular moment, minute, second that we live will never be duplicated.
Yeah.
And so each is distinct and precious and powerful unto itself. And I think when we start to think of ourselves in terms of not, these minuscule grains of sand scattered on a beach on the back end of, the Milky Way.
Right.
When we start to think of ourselves as integrated with the whole of existence, with all of existence, with everything, when we come to the realization, which is frankly a new awareness of our old reality. Our reality hasn't changed one bit. Our new awareness of it is where the change occurs.
Yes.
And when we come to terms with the fact that we are part of something immense beyond our capacity to comprehend it, and we're an integral part of that. We are part of the existence of the universe. In my personal belief system, we are the way the Creator views its own creation, through our own eyes, through the sensory receptors of every living thing, and that this is a living planet. And when we understand that we're killing our own mother,
right,
that which sustains us, which gave us birth, and which sustains us, we are killing her.
Yes.
And it's being done deliberately. When we come to that awareness as a whole, as a race, and start to repair the damage that has been done, until we make that shift, we're just in process. That will be a pivotal point when it occurs. I pray that it occurs in my lifetime.
Right.
I'm doing everything I can to expedite it. I constantly communicate my sense of urgency about it. And I share what I know about the beings that have come from vast distances to participate in it. And by participate, I'm basically calling extraterrestrials passive aggressive. It's like they came a really long way to oversee something that they can't really participate in. They have to keep a healthy distance. They can't really interfere. They don't want to show themselves en masse because that would be rude. And, if they're anything, they're conscientious.
Yeah.
So, I'm getting all these mixed messages from them, and now they're saying to me they're not mixed messages. They're the exact same message, and this is why. And, and I don't appreciate this because you know what? There's enough going on in my brain that I don't need extra input, and yet apparently I must, because the messages have come fast and furious over the last few years, and I finally cleared my desk, pushed everything aside, and I wrote all of it down. And in the next few weeks, a book that from start to finish will have taken maybe 3 months total, right through production to publication. I wrote down every major experience of my lifetime with engagement with extraterrestrials since I was 13 years old, which was my first conscious encounter. I feel certain I had previous encounters, but I don't remember them.
Wow.
I just don't think that they waited until I was 13. I think they let me know they were here well before that, and I know that I'm on this earth now. I've floundered most of the decades of my life I did one job after another. I owned 2 businesses, maybe three businesses. You know, I worked as a youth counselor. I was a musician and an actor and did theater company of Rhode Island duty for 20 plus years. I was as eclectic as it gets, all over the place. I owned a restaurant for almost a decade. I worked at oh my God, I was just out there experiencing life, you know, just out experiencing life. And I'd had such an unusual childhood. I felt like such a misfit as a child that when I went into my adulthood, I felt almost even more alienated, but I had to learn coping skills and how to relate to other people. And I excelled at it, you know, how to talk to people. And now there's nobody I can't talk to.
Right.
You know, about this subject or any other, you know. And so I evolved. I evolved past my own trepidation about what I knew as a youngster. I mean, I knew there was something beyond death at the age of 12 when I saw my first full body apparition.
Right.
And I was like, what's this? And now for something new and wow.
Right.
You know, I mean, the way that I processed it was there is something after we die. There must be.
Right.
Because what I saw appeared perfectly solid to me. And my sister Nancy saw him vanish before her eyes.
Let me ask you a question.
It's amazing.
Let me ask
I'm sorry,
you a question.
go ahead.
Now, let me ask you a question. Now, I'm a firm believer, and I've done this my whole life, is, you know, most of us, or maybe I shouldn't say most of us, but there's a big collection of us in the world that work to live. And I'm a firm believer that we should be living to work. Do you understand?
Absolutely.
It's like if you don't take every day to learn something, to take in something new, to experience what's out there for yourself, and it could be everything from a glimpse from a hummingbird passing by and to a message from something that you've never noticed before. I mean, all these are learning experiences. All these come into you to make you appreciate what you already have, the life that you're living, the world that we have, the blue skies, the green grass, the dirt, the trees, and I'm a firm believer that if you stand back for a second and just say, this is all for me, and I should be taking in as much as possible
gratitude
for yourself. Right.
That's
but
what I believe.
You
firmly.
need to learn everything that you can before this lifetime is over.
Yeah.
You know, and everything that, like Andrea, that what you were talking about, the experiences and the messages and everything that's gone on in your life and owning businesses and you know, the shift to go over and volunteer and so on and so forth. It's like there are, and I firmly believe that there are many of us out there that are doing that, but at the same time there is a bigger group that just is not awake, if that means anything.
Yeah. Well, one thing that I noticed with you, Andrea, you have such passion.
Oh, the passion's amazing.
In your voice when you speak. And I think that a lot of people, they don't have passion in their lives, right? They don't seek their passion out. If they were using and following and if they actually worked their passion, they would be much happier people. But it's also a big thing is gratitude, and you can hear gratitude in Andrea's voice as well. I think those are huge.
It's the growth that's there, and she's taken all that and melded it into what she is today. And that, to me, that's why I love her so much, because she is honest, she's surreal, she's right there, she's in your face to where you look at her and not to sound the funny, but she is like the queen of her world. I mean, she has taken all of that in, and you know what I mean? You've taken that all in.
We're back to the queen and the crown thing, huh?
There you go. Well, I'm just saying, that's why I was saying being funny, but it's like, let me read you something that we just got here, Andrea. This was from a gentleman named Jacob Smith, and he says, I'm not going into detail because Andrea doesn't know this, but she saved my life.
He said he's doing okay now, though.
And he's doing okay now. So somehow you reached one soul with who you are and what you do, and I know for a fact that you've reached many, many more. But to have something like that as posted up here in this interview, I think it's just amazing that somebody was able to say, I love her, she saved my life.
I agree.
I think that he wrote, Jacob, if I recall, wrote to me on my website. I could be wrong about that, but I do know the name, and I answered his message, and I don't think it was longer than maybe 3 or 4 sentences, honestly. But I recall feeling an immediate connection to him, and the purity of his outreach was just beautiful. And I know I'm thinking of the same person. I know I am. And I am so gratified and, I mean, truly feeling joyful to hear that he's doing well, because there's something precious about that man. I don't know what it is,
right?
But he's special. And, you know, it's the people that are most connected and the most affected by the people that are not relegated to the 3-dimensional 5-sensory realm that most of humanity is perfectly comfortable cozying up with, and, you know, staying in that box, you know, the world,
right.
You know, it's that perpetual mindset from the show me state, you know, whatever that is.
Yeah.
It's not conducive to mind expansion. And what's happening now is the struggle, what Dolores Cannon wrote as the shredding, wrote about as the shredding of old and new earth, that there will be a tumultuous tearing apart that goes on this planet. And that we're just at the tip of the throes of it, you know, just approaching the precipice of it. Now, I hope to God, if there is one, you know, I hope to infinite mind that we somehow don't have to go over the edge to figure out we're falling. Right. I hope that we can, as a race, as a human race, there is a wave of consciousness raising, a tidal wave of, you know, thought-provoking discourse and, true leaders stepping up from among the people, finding a voice, speaking their truth. You know, there's a lot going on right now. We all need to be cognizant of it. We all need to participate in it in terms of setting our intention for greatest good and holding that vibration.
Yes.
If we do nothing else, doing that, I believe, is the most important thing we can do to become not a passive but an active part of the change, simply by maintaining a certain frequency of energy around us, being kind, being good, being thoughtful, being helpful, being sweet, being our best selves around everyone that we encounter all the time. The more we strive to maintain that, the more we raise the vibration of the planet, and the more we affect positive change in the people around us.
Exactly.
So the more light and love, the better. Period.
Woo, girl.
It's that simple.
Woo, girl. Yes, girl. Yes. I am so thankful that I'm speaking with you tonight. I can't explain that. Sometimes, you'll understand this when you're a positive person and you're putting out light and love all the time. It's hard sometimes, and our energy can get drained just like anybody else's. And it's so great when you can have somebody that can help do that to you when your energy is a little low. So I am appreciating you so much right now, Andrea. You just don't understand. My energy has been a little low, but I still have my positivity. But I appreciate that you are helping me raise my vibration.
And Jacob said, yes,
that you're right.
That you're right. That it is him. That you were about the 3 lines and stuff. It was you and him.
Yeah.
The connection was made. Just to make sure that we're.
I'm so glad.
Yeah. So I want to ask you a question.
I'm so glad.
So have you ever?
Ask me anything, dear.
Okay. And I'm just gonna. I'm not saying that you are. I'm not associating this with you at any way, shape, or form. But I'm going to mention this. Have you ever heard of the Unarius Academy of Science?
No.
No.
No, I can't say that I have. Are you pronouncing it? Are you sure you're pronouncing it right?
Unarius, yep. Unarius, Unarius. Have you ever heard of the woman Ruth Norman?
Yes.
Okay. She was between her and her husband, they are both since passed, and I just brought this up because some of the things that you were saying kind of brought my attention to it. And when you were talking about the other life forms, the other planets, the universe, the ETs, and so on and so forth, and everything that's standing outside us looking in, or however we want to accept that reality. I actually got this from another podcast, and I have to be honest with you. It was from the Unbelievable podcast, and they did a 3-part segment on Unarius Academy and the founder and so on and so forth. And Ruth Norman, she believed that she could communicate with several different beings from the universe, and she was kind of like our, how do I want to say this, representative to all the other life forms.
Okay.
And it was definitely it was back in the 1950s and 60s and 70s. So it was kind of like when the whole love thing was running around and and all that stuff. And I believe the Academy is still around. It's in Los Angeles, California. And it just, for some reason, what you were saying kind of brought me to that, and I don't know why. But it was the organization purported to advance in new interdimensional sciences of life, and it talked upon the 4th dimension physics principles and so on and so forth. So I just wanted to kind of put that out there, that I wasn't sure, if you've heard of it or so on and so forth. But it was, for some reason, it kind of brought me there. It was weird.
Well, she probably knocked on your consciousness and said, mention this now.
Right.
And it sounds like, just based on the description of what they were doing, very similar to what my experiences are. I'll tell you, I am fascinated with all the science around this. The physics, the quantum mechanics, the mathematics. I'm fascinated with all of this. And when I go to the Star Work Symposium every year out in Laughlin, Nevada, it's always like going to graduate school. There's always so many speakers, and typically I'm among them, but this year I'm not. I'm just going as an observer, and I'll do plenty of talking that weekend anyway. I don't have to be up on stage. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to go. So I finally worked it out in my schedule that I could slip that weekend in on my way to California to meet with my producers for the movies. Yeah, and I'm going to spend a couple of days with my star people, my friends, those that totally get me. There's nothing I can't say in front of these people that they're like, okay, all right. I mean, because they know me. You know, I mean, I know most of these people now. I've known them for a good 5 years and interacted with them at a number of different symposiums. I love what Dr. Stephen Greer is doing. I think his work is, in many ways, my work is similar to his. I just do it differently. And basically with the CE5, what he's doing with consciousness is not drawing them forth. They're already here.
Right.
What he's doing is asking them to manifest when he has large groups doing meditation together. What I do is I go stand out in a field and sing to them. That's all I do.
That is cool.
And they have their favorite playlist and their favorite songs. And I don't know if their favorite songs are their favorite songs because they're my favorite songs.
Right.
Or if these are the songs that they just like hearing. But over the years, I've determined that, there's about maybe 20 songs that I've sung to them that they got very active, that the skies got all twitchy and sparkly and stuff when I sang those particular songs to them. So I included the EP playlist in my new book.
That's amazing. That's amazing. Now, I want to say that I just want to... Sorry, Andrew, to cut you off, but I really want you to understand that I wasn't associating you with that, group or anything. I was just saying that because if you do the research on it, I mean, I'll be honest with you, some of it was very quacky. Like,
well, there's a lot of out there stuff around this. And I just try to keep it real. I tell people, look, you want to come out with me? I'm going to go sing and do my thing.
Right.
And if you see something, that's fantastic. If you don't, you've had a lovely evening out beneath the stars.
Yeah.
They're not going to come to you until you're ready to see them. Mm-hmm. They won't make their presence known to anybody, that it will be a shock to their system, that it will be frightening to them in any way. And they know, and it's their call. It's not a decision that we get to make. All we can do is ask and wait. That's all we can do. Now, I was not given that option. A lot of experiencers that I know personally were never given the option and had their first conscious sightings. And I always include the word conscious sighting because I really do believe that there are those of us that have come into this world with a specific purpose, and part of that is to help integrate humanity with the galactic family.
Exactly.
And I believe that I'm one of a lot of people on this planet who are doing that job, whether they're doing it with 2 people or 20 or 200 or 2,000. Mm-hmm. But I take groups, large groups of people, small groups of people, whoever wants to go out and have the experience. And I go out and I pick a few songs that come to my mind, and I ask them. It's not that they come when called; they're here. They make their presence known to some of the people that I'm with. Often a great many of the people that I'm with. I've had times when I was working, for instance, with John Tenney, where I would say probably during the midst of a rotation of a group, probably 50 or 60 people saw what we did off Mackinac Island in Michigan, here in Michigan. And so sometimes great bombastic things like that happen, and it's exciting and it's wonderful. And sometimes people go, I don't think I really saw anything. Well, here's the rub. They might not consciously remember what they saw that night.
Right.
It could have been that episode that prepared the ground for what they will see later on after they've had a chance to think about it, planted the seed of a vision and knowledge that comes with it in their subconscious mind or that it was relegated to their subconscious mind because their conscious mind couldn't accept it. And so that is a dynamic that absolutely exists. It is real. I've had so many people say to me, I don't really remember seeing anything. I saw a few flashes and a little of this and a little of that, and I saw a streak, and, but I don't know if those were ETs. And then the next week, I'm driving home from work, and oh my God, there was no mistaking what I saw in the sky.
Mm-hmm.
I hear stories like that frequently from people. It's like it just prepared them for what they would get to see later. And so, I don't take anybody out with any expectation of my own or any expectation for them. And I don't want them to burden themselves with an expectation, because with that comes a certain level of anxiety. And this should be a completely organic, completely authentic, completely spontaneous event. Because often when the galactic family decides to show themselves, it's the last thing on your mind.
Right.
We're all busy doing our day-to-day life thing. It's just like the last thing you're thinking about, and then poof, boom, there they are. Mm. So I've adjusted to their idiosyncrasies over time. But that being said, I am constantly looking up in a state of childhood wonder, anticipation. And I wrote in my book, the book I'm releasing soon, A Wonder to Behold, I wrote in that book that if all of my contact, my lifelong, almost lifelong contact with extraterrestrials were to stop tomorrow, and that I never ever had another experience with them, I would still feel that I had lived a charmed and graced life, that I ever had any of the experiences that I've had, because through those experiences, I became, I evolved into my true self and have a much clearer understanding of who I am and what power and presence I bring to a subject that is as near and dear to my heart as anything else is, because I love them. I higher love them. Mm. I have a love and a depth of affection for my galactic family, for our brethren, for our sisters and brothers of the cosmos. Yeah. Most of the races are humanoid. Most of them are. There are a number of the races that are actively engaged with humanity right now that have belief systems very similar to our own. We are related. We are interconnected. And there are those of us on this planet who are, I believe, hybrid individuals that carry the essence of their DNA in us. And that's why we see what we see.
That makes sense to me.
And another beautiful statement. You know what I mean? It's just, it's amazing. Now, I'm going to ask, have you ever been to the Skinwalker Ranch?
No.
That's where reportedly there's a lot of UFO sightings and occurrences, and that's why I popped in my head. I'm like, I got to look this up. I wanted to see if you had ever been there. That might be something you might want to look into. I mean, that's a whole nother avenue, but I know that they there's many stories about the Skinwalker Ranch.
It's so weird that you brought that up, because this is now the fourth time in about a week, maybe a little over a week, that it's being brought up around me. So there's obviously a reason for me to be looking into it.
Now, I wrote this down.
I would ideally like to go to a number of different locations that are particularly active. And when I go to Nevada, I always go into the high desert. Every time that I do, I lose time with the group that I'm with.
Yeah.
It was funny. Last year we were out at 11:11 p.m. on 11/11, and we lost 11 minutes of time on the clock.
Wow.
Between going out of the desert and going back to the conference center.
My luck,
It
I
was
would
very
be
strange. The clocks were different when we got back.
That's crazy, because my luck
by 11 minutes. I know.
Well,
I'd be stuck. I'd be like, okay, 11:11, and just as something starts to happen at 11:11, I'd have to go to the bathroom or something stupid.
oh my God, you're so crazy. Have you ever been to
Yeah, you really are. Yeah.
Have you
Gag
ever?
him.
Yes.
Gag him.
Have you ever
sock, a rock. It doesn't matter.
A ball
what
gag.
you use.
It's fine.
Just
Whatever.
leave some way for him to breathe.
You know, I
That's
gotta
all
put a
I
little
ask.
humor in there now.
Yeah.
Come on, you know.
So, have you ever been to the superstitions?
Okay, so anyway, let me tell you this. As far as, yes, would I like to go to Mount Shasta? Yeah, that would be great. Would I like to go to Fort whatever? That would be great. But honest to God, all I have to do is step outside.
Right.
I don't even have to step outside. Sometimes they come inside. So it's not, I have a chapter in the new book called Field Trip, with a big exclamation point.
That's so funny. I love
the end of it. And, George, my co-author on In a Flicker, our really gruesome Jack the Ripper book that is, totally counterintuitive to anything I've ever written in my life. That, he said, why don't you, get together with some of your ET friends and, take a field trip and go here or there, places that that have a reputation for being particularly active. And, I just look at him like, all I have to do is step out of my house to go have a cigarette. That's all I have to do. And I can see any number of vessels or, light anomalies appearing in the sky. The deeper and denser and heavier the cloud cover, the better. If it's raining, all the better. Because then I know whatever's coming through is them. It's nothing else is going to show.
Perfect weather right now.
Absolutely. We definitely have that going on.
Yeah, inclement weather. And inclement weather is always excellent for viewing, having sightings. And most of my sightings occur in broad daylight. And very often when in my travels, I was on my way back from a lecture in Lakeland, Florida a couple of months ago, and I saw a vessel that unlike any I had ever seen before.
Oh, wow.
And I thought I was pretty much familiar with all the different types of vessels that, I had seen over the years, whether it be Arcturians or Pleiadians or, whoever it is. I don't know who belongs to what ship, but they have different ships. And I saw one come in, just leap through dimensions and come in right over just a little northwest of Orlando. And we had just come through, the northern part of the city, heading northwest toward my house. And my dad was driving the car, and I was like, oh, my God, look at that. And he's like, I can't look, I'm driving. Dad. And I'm trying to fuss around and get my phone out of the out of my handbag at my feet, but not take my eyes off the sky because I wanted to see this vessel. And it was a very strange shape. It came in, it only stayed for, I would say, no more than 5 to 10 seconds. I did not get my camera out and up fast enough to take a photograph of it. But it turned itself in such a way that it exposed not only the front of it coming at me, and I'm telling you, this thing was no more than maybe 10 or 15,000 feet. It was amazingly close, and I could see it with such clarity. And it came out on both sides. It had a core to the vessel, which came to a kind of a rounded point, and it puffed out on the sides. And then it had a shaft up the middle of it that seemed like rounded edges. There wasn't anything severe about it. All the edges were rounded, but it was this high intensity, like a platinum, like a burnished platinum. And it turned itself so that the setting sun would bounce directly off it. And I got to see the whole vessel. And then poof, it was gone. It was just gone in a split second, in a fraction of a split second. It vanished. And I'm like, oh my God, trying to get my phone, and I'm fighting to get my phone, and I've got my head bent down, and I'm looking up on a little bit of an angle over the steering wheel, and I'm like, Dad, don't tell me you can't see that. And he's like, I can't. Look. Look at this traffic, he's yelling at me. Look at this traffic. I'm like, I'm not going to look at the traffic because I'm looking at the spaceship. We do it all the time.
That's hysterical.
God, it would be amazing to ride with her and stuff like this. I mean,
oh, my God.
That'd be crazy. Hey, Andrea, I want you to hold on a minute because we do need to take a commercial break. We forgot to do one a half hour ago, so we've got to do a quick commercial break.
Oh, that's my fault. I blame myself. Okay, go ahead.
And I want you just to think about, I want your thoughts on Superstition Mountains in Arizona.
Yeah, so give us a second. We'll play our commercial. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere, anybody.
Flashlight Recorder and Comfortable Shoes, a simple guide to paranormal investigation. Written by Keith Spratley and Ted Van Son. If you're looking to join the living who research the paranormal or the unknown, this book will guide you into developing your techniques. Reverend Tim Shaw says, the work will guide you along your journey to seek the truth about life after death. Available at Barnes & Noble and Amazon. And you can find a direct link on Paratalkradio.com. Get your copy today.
I'm Psychic Cindy, and since I was a young girl, I have been able to see, hear, feel, understand, and sometimes smell Spirit guiding me to guide you. Through the years, I have helped many clients receive messages from Spirit to aid in their growth of self-love, healing, and also to receive guidance towards steps for the future. Sometimes Spirit doesn't always give you what you want, but they always give you what you need. Do you have an open mind to listen to the message? If the answer is yes, I would like to be there for you in your journey. I offer many services such as psychic medium readings, spiritual counseling, spiritual life coaching, regression, past life regression, and more. If you're ready to know how much healing and clarity you can receive, how much trust you can have, how much love you can feel, or even how inspired you can become, please set an appointment. You don't have to be local to get a message from Spirit. You can Facebook me at facebook.com/Psychic Cindy. Email me at thepsychiccindy@gmail.com. Instagram, thepsychiccindy. Twitter, @PsychicCindy1.
All right, folks, we're back. And
we
are talking with Andrea Perron and somebody that we just adore here.
Yes,
she was one of our favorite guests of all time.
And she has such a sexy voice.
Yeah, oh, really? A female saying she's got a sexy voice. Look at that. So,
and I thought that was me.
Well, I thought you were a ghost. Okay, so we're
he is
even.
invisible, so
That's funny.
Cindy left you with a thought. Superstitious Mountain.
Mm-hmm. Superstitions.
Superstitious Mountain. Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
So, have you heard of them? What are your thoughts on them? Because my girlfriend has actually been up there, and people get lost in the superstitions, and they're never seen again. And they're well known for their alien activity. So that's why I was curious.
Well, no, I've never been.
Oh.
Yes, I have heard of it. No, I probably won't go. I do what I do. Most of what I do is very private. Most of the contact and the communication that I have is either on my own or with a small group of people. And it's, I don't know, it's just different. I don't like going to what I perceive to be paranormal resorts, if that makes any sense to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
No, these so-called hot spots and stuff like this.
Right.
Every spot's a hot spot. If I'm standing in the spot, it's a hot spot.
Makes sense, yeah.
No, they'll come to me wherever I am, no matter where I am. Are there areas of the country and of the world that have heightened levels of activity at any given time? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know why? I think there's, the jury is out in terms of one definitive answer. I think it's more than one answer. For instance, there's a great deal of activity, and there has been for several years over the Crimean Peninsula for obvious reasons. There's all kinds of war activities going on over there, surreptitious activities going on, and there's nuclear weaponry. In the Ukraine, the same is true. They're making their presence known en masse around nuclear installations. And that is because of their concern for us about nuclear weapons. Because the universe is multidimensional,
that was
when
crazy.
we do damage to this planet, we're also damaging something else in the universe someplace else.
Andrea, hold on.
That's the message
Hold
that's
on
coming through from them.
Hold on 1 second. It was very strange when you said the word universe.
It literally
sounded like
mechanical,
like
electronic.
Yeah, or an alien even. It was just very, very strange. We'll have to go back and listen to it, but it was very strange.
Oh, that would be cool. Yeah, I'll listen to that.
Yeah,
I'll go back and listen
so
to it
right
too
before that happened, all of a sudden I'm looking over at Ted, and I'm just happy to look at his phone. He literally just puts his hands down next to the sides of his phone, and he doesn't touch it at all. And all of a sudden, his phone just goes out of what he was doing and where he was, and we both are looking at each other like, "What the heck just happened?"
But that's what's been happening here lately.
Yes,
so.
And then you literally had that voice anomaly with the word universe.
Yeah, so it was very strange. It was very weird.
Pretty cool.
And
Did you guys hear it out there? I want to know if you guys heard it as well.
Yeah, and I, because there's a couple things I want to say here that was very, I don't know. You were talking about John Tenney, right?
Mm-hmm.
Earlier?
Yes.
And John is actually going to be on our show on the 5th of November, on our 100th anniversary. So we're going to have him here. So.
Oh, that's excellent.
So if you're going to be around, feel free to call in.
Yeah?
Yeah, feel free to call in.
You want me to call in too?
Sure. You can call in.
That would be great.
And just to say hi.
I'll put it on my calendar.
Yeah, I wanted to
do that.
Make note of that.
I have to say, I admire him more than I would say anybody else in the paranormal. I admire his intellect and his sensibilities, and his knowledge base is second to none.
Mm-hmm.
He is one of the most extraordinarily kind and loving individuals that I have ever known in my life. And from the moment that I met him, like 4 or 5 years ago when I met him in person, I've felt an attachment to him that I can't explain, but it's like, and he can't explain it either. It's a strange thing. And we lecture together. We did a show together here in Michigan a few nights ago, Tuesday night at O'Mara's Irish Pub in Berkeley, Michigan, just outside of Detroit. And I can't. We read each other's mind. It's the strangest thing. I think we share a mind in some ways. In a lot of ways, we're the same. And, there's just a lot of things about the way that we approach life. I feel that our intentions for humanity are virtually identical. I know his heart. He knows mine. He's just one of the finest human beings I've ever had the privilege to know. And I hope that your listeners tune in and turn on to Kenny, because he will blow your mind wide open. He's an amazing man.
That's awesome.
Oh, wait a minute. She said Kenny. You said Kenny?
Kenny.
Oh, Teddy.
John
Oh, okay.
Kenny.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm thrilled that he's going to be on the show, because that's our 100th anniversary, or 100th episode anniversary, whatever you want to call it. And we really want it to be a spectacular show. But I want to tell you a funny little thing that one of our greatest listeners, one of our followers, who is like the president of Paratalk Radio Fan Club. PTR. Robert White, can you read it? Because it was, you've got it and I can't get to it. But
so this is what...
And he was making a funny, but he wanted it to be, that way for the whole thing. Because he's like me. He likes to try to make people laugh and giggle. And I thought it was funny.
So it was when you were talking about when you were with your dad driving, and you had seen the full ship, and he said, I bet they were up there saying, oh crap, another one can see us. We forgot to cloak again. I thought it was great. Ooh. Hey, James Anito he must be needing some more milk.
Are you still there?
Come on, no way.
Is James Anito is in your chat room?
He is. Yes, he is.
Well, you give him a kiss for me.
All right, James, here it is. Mwah!
Did you hear what Robert was saying? He's over in Australia. He was trying to make a comedy thing. Did you hear what Cindy was saying?
He's in Australia?
Yeah.
Yes. So
is that what you said?
Yes.
But did you hear what
I'm sorry, you guys are breaking up like crazy. I can't really hear what you're asking me. I'm sorry.
Let
me go move around and see if I can get a better signal.
Mellow.
Elsewhere in the room.
Wow, this is crazy, because we were fine, and then all of a sudden we're not.
No, it was funny because so the funny part is Eric said, "Did you tell Ted my theory as to why you scratch all the time, Cindy?" And I don't think I did I?
No.
If I'm not mistaken, Eric, his thoughts were that perhaps I'm doing it because Spirit's coming near. Is that correct, Eric? And the funny part is here we had all of this stuff happening,
and it's still happening.
Look at me.
Yeah.
I literally
right. And we lost. Andrea can't hear us, so now we're having that issue as well.
Right there. It's the energy, Cindy, creating a static or slight tingle that causes the itch response. It makes perfect sense to me. It really does.
Andrea?
Yeah. Yes, dear.
Okay. Can you hear us now or no?
I can, yes.
Okay, perfect.
I hear you perfectly fine now.
Oh my goodness, thank you.
We
so
were
then
so
you
nervous.
missed what Robert from Australia was saying. So we're going to repeat all that for you.
So when you had seen, when you were with your dad in the car and you were able to see the full ship,
and you were trying to get your phone out.
Yes, Robert said, "I bet they were up there saying, oh crap, another one can see us. We forgot to cloak again."
No, it's, believe me, whenever they make themselves visible, it's absolutely deliberate.
Oh, I agree with that. Yes.
There's no question in my mind, none in my mind. And I might be there, there might have been 1,000 people on that highway at that same time that were within sight of it. Because it was in a big, wide open part of the sky, and the sun was setting, and the clouds were pretty, and anybody that bothered to look up and was able to see it was intended to see it. but I'll bet I was the only one who did.
Yeah.
I mean, I have no way of knowing. You know, I can't poll anybody on the 429 on such and such a date. Did you happen to see a spaceship off to the northwest? No, probably not. You know, because then they'll just put me in the loony bin, and I'm
10.
just not doing it.
I just saw the number 10.
No, my experiences, they're striking and phenomenal and beautiful, and they touch me in a way that I can't find the words to express. But I don't feel like I have anything to prove to anyone at all. I am completely liberated of any sense of needing to validate my experiences. They are so frequent and they are so profound that they are second nature to me now. They are simply a matter of course of my remarkable life.
See, and that's what I was going to say, was that, you know, with talking with you, you don't say the possibility of existence, or you are like, it is fact the way you talk. They are here. I communicate with them. They are real, and so on. That is so different than from what we hear from people in ufology, where they're just like the existence, the possibility, blah, 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 blah. And you are so positive and energetic, and just it's amazing to have that other belief and view for our audience to take in.
Yes. So I have a question. We have a little debate here, Ted and I.
Yeah.
What do you think about the what do I call him?
I don't know. What are you trying to say?
I tell him that Trump.
Oh, Jesus! Here we go.
I tell him that Trump is a
reptile.
Is a reptilian. What do you think about that?
Say that again. All right, I don't even know if I should go there with you. Did you just say to me that you think that Trump is a reptilian?
Yes.
Yes, she did.
I did.
Okay, is that what you just said to me?
I did.
That is like the worst insult that you could ever cast an aspersion upon any reptilian, is to say that he's one of them. I know they don't appreciate it. There's no question in my mind. That's aberrant. That's aberrant. You know, my favorite cartoon is the one where the spaceship lands and the lady and her kid are standing on the grassy knoll, and the alien, quote unquote alien, comes down out of the ship and says, "Take me to your leader." And her response is, "Only if you promise to keep him."
Oh, geez.
Julie Griffin's like, that was a loaded question for Andrea.
Oh, yeah, don't even go there with me. What are you people thinking?
It wasn't
you
me.
nut jobs. Don't get me going.
It wasn't me.
Don't get me going.
See, I have this thing, Andrea, like, she says that there's certain people that are reptilians, and I have this thing, and I've explained it to her before on a previous show, that I have this ability to see people in their animalistic form, and of where they came from, like their DNA and so on and so forth. So I'm able to see people and know what creature they came from, I guess is the best way to put it. And I never saw Trump as a reptilian, just so you know. And but that was her belief, and I have never seen it that way. But that's my own little gift.
Well, I never really get to look at him up, very closely, because I keep this very large salad fork on my coffee table, and every time he appears on my TV screen, I just hold the fork up in front of the TV screen. So I never really get to see a whole lot of him at once, because I'm looking through my pretend bars.
That's not how you spell it, but that's what I
So I can't really say what he looks like much, unless, of course, the wind is blowing, and then I see more of his head than I'd like. But that's just crass and cruel and so beneath me to talk about his physical imperfections when it's his intellectual imperfections, which are the crux of the freaking matter.
Yeah.
we said we weren't getting her on this, and
That's really
she's running with it a little bit. Godzilla's pissed off now.
Oh my God.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
John,
I guess, somebody has to be amoral so that we can distinguish the difference between moral and amoral.
True.
I just wish that it wasn't the leader of the free world.
Right. Yes.
Although the leader of the free world now is Angela Merkel, and this is the rise of the sacred feminine energy, and he's powerful enough to cause us to rise up in protest of his existence by the countless millions. So I guess he serves a purpose.
Yes, he does.
But, the fact is he has, for better, for worse, ushered in the paradigm shift and the great wake-up call, the great awakening. This is a world awakening, and he's a very important part of it.
And that's what I've been telling people,
And that cannot be
too.
denied.
Yeah.
It cannot.
Yeah.
But that's it. I'm not going to talk any more politics. We have 15 minutes left, right?
well, I have another question, and then I have a couple from the audience. So,
okay, it better be about ghosts or extraterrestrials.
Well, it's close enough. It says, what is your theory or your idea or your thoughts?
Now, wait. Now, you're all breaking up again. Do it again. Say it again, because it's all choppy and weird and stuff.
What is your idea or thoughts on Bigfoot and UFOs?
Oh, all right. Okay, my thoughts on Bigfoot. I love what John Tenney says about Bigfoot because he's like, and I'll never get it right. He'll say it on your show. But basically, paraphrased, he says, I ask people if they believe in ghosts and spirits, and they'll say yes. And I ask people if they believe in extraterrestrials, and they say yes. And then I ask them if they believe in Bigfoot or Sasquatch, and they all laugh and giggle. And he says, so, basically what is unverifiable and what is virtually invisible most of the time, you believe in that. But something that could be an indigenous being walking the planet that has yet to be discovered in its natural habitat. And you can't buy into that notion at all.
Right. Well, I just know... and you're breaking up now on us.
I think that if Bigfoot exists, if so-called Bigfoot, quote unquote, aka Sasquatch, exists, it's probably a dimension. It's probably a dimension jumper. It's probably an extraterrestrial race that either visits or hides well on the planet. I think that there are a few great minds in the film industry that I believe have been privy to certain information that the rest of us are not, including George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. And that Chewbacca exists in Star Wars is indicative of a being that someone knows more about than they're talking about.
Right.
So I just think it's interesting that, I think that, I've always been, the school of thought. I didn't believe in fairies until just recently, and then I found out that fairies exist, but they're extraterrestrials. I mean, that was a recent discovery for me. Mm-hmm. Really, it was. I wrote a whole chapter about it in the book.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I have not met one. If I do, I hope he's as adorable as Harry and the Hendersons.
Yes, and funny,
that
too.
Would be really great, because he was really great, and I just loved that movie.
Right.
But you know what? Anything is possible. There are species of living creatures that are on this earth that we have yet to discover and identify. You know, I mean, on our own planet.
Right.
So who's to say what else is out there? You know, in an ever-expanding multiverse. Who's to say what else is out there and how advanced they are and what kind of propulsion systems they have? And, you know, whether, I mean, who's to say that the technology doesn't exist somewhere in the universe for them to simply think about being in a forest on Earth and just be here?
Right.
From wherever they have that thought. You know, anything is possible. If we can think it, if we can conceive it, it already exists somewhere in the universe. It's all part of divine, cosmic consciousness.
Right.
And when we tap into that, like the great inventors and the great composers and you know, there's a valid argument to be made that, you know, some of the greatest composers that have ever lived, you know, started composing these incredible symphonies at 4 and 5 years old.
Right.
Before they could complete a sentence or write their names properly. And they're channeling this incredible music. You know, what is that? You know, don't tell, I mean, when the Moody Blues, who claimed to have been taken or abducted together as a group, and then came back and said, you know, all the music that they made from that point on was from the extraterrestrials, that they were just conduits and channeling it.
Wow.
You know, in search of the
that.
lost
I didn't know
ward
that.
to your children's children's children. You know, I mean, if you really listen, that group made an abrupt change in style and you know, the purpose of their lyrics and what everything about the Moody Blues changed after they said that they took a ride together and met the space people, met the star people, met our brethren of the galactic family. And they're not the only musicians to have claimed that. You know, I mean, we don't know. We don't know. And anybody that claims that they do, anybody that claims that they're an expert in this field, you know, they're living in bad faith. They're lying to themselves, and they're being fraudulent with the people they're making that claim to.
Right.
It's just not true. Now, all existing science, all accepted existing science was once pseudoscience, considered pseudoscience.
True. Yeah, it's true.
In the same way that the study of the paranormal is considered pseudoscience.
Right.
But I do believe that eventually, with the merging of science and spirituality, as Nikola Tesla said, we will make great strides in a very short amount of time, because what we need to be looking at is not the molecules, but the so-called empty space between them, if we want to know where the God particle is and what is the cohesive oneness that holds the universe together.
I just love this woman.
Me too.
She
I
just
can listen to her.
I know. But we have another question for you.
Yes.
From one of our listeners. Andrea, do you believe there is a veil that separates the world of the living and the dead, or do you think that it is just perception that this time of year is when the spirits have better voices to be heard?
I don't think that this time of year has anything to do with whether or not the spirit voices can be heard. We can talk to spirit and interact with spirit anytime that we choose in any variety of ways. So it's not about that. I think that that's a self kind of a self-inflicted wound in a lot of ways in terms of people's perception of how they can interact and relate with others. I don't believe that the veil is anything other than a fabrication and a machination of our mortal tendency to want to box ourselves into our comfy zone, which is our three-dimensional, five-sensory realm, but that it is just a fraction of the reality of existence.
Right.
And once we begin to open ourselves up to alternate realities and to expose ourselves to willingly, be open to interacting with other beings from other dimensions, and be able to be touched by spirit and know that that's exactly what it is, that we're not mistaking it for something else, but to be able to actually interact with a loved one, or as I have with the spirits from the farmhouse and others that I know that have passed, including John Lento, who I miss every day. What a wonderful man. My sister, April, who passed away last year, I've been able to speak with her through Spirit Box several times, with the help of my dear friend Tim Woolworth, who is just a master at the technology. But, you know, she pushes her way right through. She was always pushy in life, and she's pushy in afterlife. And I've had remarkable conversations with my sister, with numerous witnesses.
Nice.
It's just, we'll get there. We'll get to a point where anybody that wants to can.
Right.
And we're getting there quickly, I think. I really do. Because it's about vibration. It's about tapping into their vibration. And once we get the frequencies right, once we really, you know, fine tune what the technology that is currently available offers us, but we don't actually need any technology at all. All we really need to do is open ourselves up as the conduits that each and every one of us can be.
Right.
There's no wall, there's no barrier, there's no boundary between ourselves and other dimensions other than the self-imposed boundaries.
I wanted to say that the gentleman that asked said, wonderful explanation, and thank you. And then we had one that that you wouldn't answer because you wouldn't know, and neither would I, but I'm going to assume that from what I know of the information given about Bigfoot, that they are related to the what's the word I'm looking for? The Yeti. So they are relatives, I guess. So Kristen, that is the answer that I'm going to give you. Is that they are relatives, and yes, they would be friends, I guess, in some sense. There was another one here. Dennis was asking, so then the veil being the thinnest on Halloween is or is not true? And I'm going to leave that to you.
Well, you know, there's a perception, you know, that there is some difference, that we're somehow separate and distinct from all other existence. I think it's the realization of oneness, which, when it occurs, makes us realize that if everything is energy and everything is one thing, then we're all related in some way, shape, or form to every other living soul. And I find that a very comforting notion, personally.
Mm-hmm. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. It's perfect. So, well, Andrea, we have about 2 minutes before we actually click off here. But I wanted to say, you know, it is always, I mean, literally always a pleasure to have you on Paratalk Radio with us. We love you to death. You are an inspiration, and you're very knowledgeable about so many things, and that's because you've gone through a lot.
Yeah.
And
right. Yes.
Jeez
Louise.
You are now the president of the Weird Society, and
the Weirdo Society.
The Weirdo Society, and we now dub you that. Da-dun. And
we dub thee.
Dub thee. And when John Tenney is on, please call in and say hi. We definitely will. Now, I want to make mention here, folks, that her new book that's coming out is called A Wonder to Behold. A Wonder to Behold. And so make sure that when that comes out, you get a hold of it. And her series is still available. The House of... was the House of Light? I can't remember.
House of Darkness,
House of Darkness.
Light.
I had it backwards. House of Darkness, House of Light. And that is a 3-book series, I believe, right?
Yes.
Yes. So that is also still available.
Yeah.
My dear, you are an amazing individual, and we love you here so much. We really do.
Well, thank you. It's always a pleasure to join both of you.
Yeah.
And I always get a little riled up and have a wonderful time with you. And I look forward to the next time that we do it. I promise to come back soon, okay?
Oh, we would love that.
yes.
We would love that. Yes, that's perfect.
Okay, excellent. And thank you very much to all of the listeners, to your live listeners, and for their questions tonight. I love being able to interact with them. And a special good evening to my friend Jacob.
Yes, I'm so glad he
thank you.
came on. I
Yes.
really am glad, Jacob, that you came on and you were able to share this with us, and that you were able to see that he's okay now, Andrea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very important.
Yeah, that's a real gift. A real gift.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, Andrea, you have yourself a great night, and I know you're
Yeah.
busy. You need to get some sleep. You're on the go
Yes.
24/7.
Good luck and have fun with all of your upcoming dates.
And just remember that you're in our thoughts all the time, and we love you. And someday we'll get you where we can all get together,
Oh
sit down
my
and have coffee,
gosh.
maybe a piece of pie.
And
That's
go
what I'm
out
supposed
and-
to say.
Listen, I want to go out with you and
Yeah.
just be able to go and listen to some music with you. That would be fantastic.
Yes, it would. And at that time will come, rest assured.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you again, Andrea.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a great night. Talk to you soon.
Talk to you soon,
thank you.
sweetie.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Folks, that was Andrea Perron, and we had such a wonderful night tonight speaking with her. She's an amazing individual. Again, her new book is A Wonder to Behold.
Yeah.
And, of course, House of Darkness, House of Light, which you can still get as a 3-book series about the real Conjuring. And make sure you get a hold of that stuff. And I want to say that it's going to be great for our 100th episode. Now that, and she knows John Tenney, so it's going to be great to have him here with us. It's going to be an amazing...
Kristen asked if we were going to have balloons for our 100th.
I think we should have balloons.
I think so,
I think we should have
too.
lots of balloons.
Yes.
And just,
And have 100s on them.
and we can write Hot 100s on them with a marker. Why not? I mean, that would be... Let's get the ones that's got the little lights in them.
Oh, fun, right. Yeah.
We'll open up the show in the dark, seeing all the balloons.
Oh, you're so funny. He's on this dark kit, you guys. I don't know what to tell you.
I love the
just
dark.
wants the
I just do. I love the dark. I've always loved the dark, and I can't help it. Now, next week, folks, this is very, very, very important.
Okay.
Next Monday,
Dun, 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 dun.
dun, 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 we have Mr. Chad Lindbergh on the show.
Yay!
And he starred in the blockbuster hit Fast and the Furious.
Right.
He was in there with Vin Diesel and the rest of them. So he will be joining the show. He is a paranormal investigator. And he's going to come on and tell us some stories and fill us in with some stuff. We also have Aiden Sinclair with us. I don't know how we're going to make this work, and we've never
same
had.
night?
Yeah, same night. He's joining us. Aiden Sinclair is a magician and an illusionist, and we're going to talk to him about
Weird.
real magic.
What? Come on now.
Why not? I think it would be fun to talk about real magic. No. It'll be fun. So, so next Monday, which is the 8th of October, make sure you tune in at 8 o'clock so that you can ask questions to Mr. Chad Lindbergh and Aiden Sinclair. It's going to be a great night. So, what's that?
Sandy said, I'm terrified of the dark. And then Eric says, where there is darkness, there is always delight.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yay, Eric!
On that note, Mr. Robert and I have been talking.
New decorations,
Yep.
Sheila.
Robert and I have been talking at night. I have started my own little 30-minute segment on Paratalk Radio during the week, and it is called In the Dark with Ted Wolf.
Nice.
30 minutes in the dark with Ted Wolf. It's me driving home and everybody listening. And they get to ask any questions they want about paranormal or whatever else they want to talk about.
I heard your phone fell.
Oh, yeah, it fell a couple times.
Yeah.
So
you need one of the holders.
I need a holder. I need to get one
a
somewhere.
hands-free device.
Yes, I do.
Friend.
Yes. So, but I have found a new way to wedge my phone into the windshield to the dashboard. So, but so every night, including tonight on the way home.
Skull?
Yes, I do.
Where is it?
It's in the box in my truck.
Oh, Sheila.
I have a ghost too that turns different colors.
Oh, Sheila, he did not put them up.
No, I did
not.
not.
He is holding out on me.
Yes, those are going on our table when we do events. I just got to change the batteries in them because we let them go dead.
Cute.
Supernatural Expo was fun. It was a little slow, but it was fun. It was decent. I got to hang out with Cookie and Sheila and so many other wonderful people. It was fantastic. And the Subway there has some amazing cookies. I know.
What's that?
Whatever.
The cookies?
The cookies were awesome.
Cookie was awesome?
No, the cookies. Yes, Cookie was awesome, but the cookies were awesome.
You mean the crack cookies?
The crack cookies.
Crack cookies are peanut butter, Reese's cup cookies. And I've always called them crack cookies. Because
they're the Reese's peanut butter cup cookies. They're amazing.
They are delicious, and don't start eating them because they are addictive.
Yeah.
They are like
I'm getting 2 for the way home.
Crack, from what I understand of it.
Yeah, I'm
that
getting...
it's highly addictive. I have not ever tried crack, but I just know that it is highly addictive because I have people around me that were partaking of it.
Ding, 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 ding.
You were taking part in crack?
No, the cookies, not the crack.
No, I was talking about the crack.
Crack kills.
Crack kills. Don't do it. I am telling you, don't do it.
Oh my goodness, that's funny shit.
Yes,
right there.
Dennis, you can find the coolest stuff around Halloween.
Yes.
Why did I say that? I don't call it that. It's Halloween.
Yes. And October 15th.
Hi, Kim.
Hey, Kim. So October 15th, which is the following Monday, that is Elizabeth Saint Day.
Nice.
So Elizabeth Saint is going to be joining us for the Ghost of Shepherdstown. So
third that we've talked to.
From the Ghost of
Shepherdstown.
Yeah, she's going to be joining us. And that's going to be an amazing show as well.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I'm really excited about is coming up soon. And that's not until, where is it?
Are you talking about Porter?
No, but we should discuss that real quick. That our Halloween show. Halloween, St. Hallows Eve.
Hallows Eve. It's not Hallow. Hallow is H-O.
St. Crispin's Day. Anyways, I don't know why I said it. But
he doesn't know what he's talking about.
if you have nothing to do on Monday, October 29th, that is our Halloween episode. And we are going to be live at the historical Palmyra Museum.
What?
And we are going to be joined by, first of all, Bonnie from the historic
we love
Palmyra,
Bonnie.
and Cookie Stringfellow is going to be there. And our special guests are going to be Doogie and Porter from Ghost Asylum. So they're going to be joining us. So it's
fantastic. And we're going to be doing a little hunt.
A little hunt, yes, we are.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's a little hunt, and it's going to be fun. So, guys, we will be talking to you soon. And you know what, Cindy?
What?
I have been doing this binge watching.
Of what? Tell me.
Doctor Who.
Really?
I am.
Wait, did you start at like the very beginning, like 30 years ago?
Which doctor?
The newer one.
Oh.
And it started...
The one after Peter Capaldi.
Yes.
By the way, Doctor Who fans, there is a picture on my Facebook with me and Peter Capaldi. I'm just saying, he's fantastic. He was delightful.
Okay, and just so you guys know, my favorite Doctor Who was in the 4th Doctor.
Is he the
from
one with the
original
curly
series.
hair?
Yes, Mr. Tom Baker. He was my favorite Doctor
well,
of all
that's the
Doctor.
one I remember.
Are we going to have him on the show?
I would love to have him on the show.
That would be so crazy.
And he has the
Dang it.
What do they call those things? Scarf?
Yeah, the scarf.
And he always used to say, "Would you like a jelly, baby?"
I don't remember it. I just remember like being a kid and going, what is this really strange, cool music? And going, I never never understood that he was a
Time Lord.
Well, a Time Lord, number one, but that these people are hosts. I didn't know that he was like a parasite.
Right, and he just changes from...
Right, I did not know that back then.
Yep.
It wasn't until my friends filled me in.
Yep.
Like all of this time. Had no idea.
Yeah, so to leave it on that note, just say I'm enjoying that, and I'm going to...
Binge watch.
Binge watch. I love it, but I'm going to grab some cookies. Folks, don't forget, Robert and the rest of you, that on the way home we are doing our first show of... 45 minutes in the dark with Ted on the way home tonight. So we're going to be talking tonight.
Eric.
So we can talk about anything that you want. So
getting groovy with Teddy.
Yeah.
In the dark.
Yeah.
Where's the disco ball?
I don't know.
Oh my God, we need one for your. Oh, that would be so fun.
That is so fun.
Oh, but then it wouldn't be dark.
Right. Because I like it in the dark.
Yeah.
I like being in the dark.
No, I like the light and the dark. I like them both.
I like doing everything in the dark.
No. I like it in the light.
No way. I don't want to see nothing. I like it in the dark.
Listen, if you can't be confident enough in what you got, why are you doing it?
So that you can actually just feel yourself around.
No. No, I want to be looking at it.
No,
I want to be seeing what I'm looking at. I don't want groping. What is that you're touching me with? Oh my God, please tell me that wasn't your toe.
Oh my God. Guys, wherever there is darkness, there is always delight. Love you guys. See you soon.
That's awesome.
You've been listening to Paratalk Radio with Ted Wolf and Psychic Cindy. Catch us next Monday when we will bring you another fantastic guest.
Thank you to our guests, our sponsors, and J. Wolf Productions. Be safe, be good, and remember, wherever there is darkness, there is always delight. ParatalkRadio.com.